Hi, Chris Good here, and we've been working on this neck here for a little while. And last time we lofted between these two neck profile samples that we grabbed a canvas of off of this really cool website that makes custom necks. I really like the shape of this. If you want to try buying a neck from them, let me know how it goes, because if they look and feel like the ones that I made from these profiles, I kind of like the way this neck plays. Really slim up in here, and not really chunky, although sometimes that's desirable. It's just a slim profile neck that I like. Anywho, now we're going to work on the transition between this part of the neck and the heel, which is this part that we're going to extrude. And in order to do that, we're going to have to edit this old sketch that we've got. And get this in the right orientation. We're going to edit this part. So edit sketch. Great. And let me just show you where the frets are. The transition from that part I just showed you to the heel, which is where it bolts on to the body, is somewhere in between these two frets, the 15th and the 16th fret. So it's somewhere in here. So we were at 12. I'm going to go 13, 14, 15. Maybe where this dot is. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that would be fine. So I'm going to grab a line and grab that dot, make it a 90-degree angle all the way up to this point, and then I'm done. That's it. We're done drawing the line. We can finish the sketch then, hide that other one, and make sure that we're in the neck component. So make sure you activate that component. And we're going to extrude this down 0.75 inches. So up is positive, and we want to go negative 0.75. There it is. And there we go. I like it. So now the trick is that we're going to now work on the back side of it. Come here there. Okay, let's finish that body. That's good. Now we have one body here, an extra body. Great. We're going to make a sketch that's on top of this one, so we're going to create a new sketch. And we're just going to make a little line coming out this way, sort of a little blunted triangle sort of shape. And we're going to do that by drawing a spline from here, connect it to the midline, and then connect it here. And now's a good time for me to share with you where I'm getting this idea. Brad Anderson Jr., who I've mentioned before, who's made a wonderful plugin for making fretboards and necks themselves in Fusion 360, and is a member of Decatur Makers, and has made just some beautiful guitars in the space. This is all cribbed from his video series on YouTube, and I'm happy to link to them in the notes below. I do like one or two things just slightly differently, but for the most part, this is the method that he's used to loft successfully. Lofting, like I said earlier, is really tricky, and but this is kind of a foolproof way that lets you loft when you do it right. And I'm going to try not to screw this up. When you made this, if you made this spline, you'll see that you generated a couple of coincidents here. So there's this triangle, which means you're halfway, and then there's these coincidence with these other dots. These are okay for now, but the triangle I'm going to have to get rid of because I want to be able to move this point. So we're going to click on that, move copy, and we're going to just shift this out here to where? I don't know. Let's see. Let's reveal where the frets are. I'm going to put it like kind of at the top of this circle right here. I don't know. Try it out and see if it works for you. I think that's fine. All right, and now we want to make sure that this curve is coming straight out from this line, so we're going to make this align with that line. So now we get a coincident of the handle with the neckline, and that's fine. That's good. That's what we want. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I grab that handle and stick it over here, so it's coincident with the line as well. And maybe, we'll highlight this handle and make it equal in length to this handle. There we go. Now they're the same length and it looks nice. This handle actually isn't screwed up. See? And I'm going to make this one, well, first of all, I am going to make it vertical, so it's constrained. And then I'm going to make this a little short. You see how that's getting nice and pointy out there? I'm going to want to leave it rounded a little bit, so it's this blunted triangle shape. And that's pretty good. I like that. Okay, so finish the sketch, and that looks good. We're not actually going to extrude this or anything. We're going to patch it in the surface area. So we'll patch that, and we get this profile. That's really going to help us when we're lofting from here to here. But we want to make sure that the piece that joins this part to this part and fills everything in between is gently sort of sloping that way in a controlled manner. And so we're going to let it follow some rails, and in order to make those rails, we're going to have to draw some lines. You don't have to draw lines like, you know, hundreds of them connecting these 2 points for the loft to follow, but it helps to have some lines that are you know, gently sloping up from this spot down here on this end, around this curve, around this radius, to this new blunted triangle that we've made, that's going to be the transition to our heel. And so I'm going to make 6 lines, and it's no coincidence that this guitar is going to end up with 6 lines on it anyway, in the form of the strings that are the guitar strings. They're going to hang over here, the nut. So what I'm going to do to place the strings correctly is I'm going to insert a canvas on this face, right? And I'm going to find just an image of a guitar nut. And this is the one that I just grabbed this off of Amazon. These nuts work just fine to make that a little less opaque so I can see it a little bit better. And let's make it smaller. There we go. And drag that to where it's going to be. I'll zoom in. Didn't have to fit exactly, but I do want the strings to go to the right place. Okay, I like that. That's good. So now we're going to draw a sketch again, right? You know what? Let's edit the one that we've already got. So let's take this one that we have and edit that. Well, no, you know what? We have to, let's do a new sketch. It's okay. It's okay to do a new sketch. And now we're doing it in this plane here. And we're going to join where the strings are going to go. They're going to originate at the very center of these holes as they come out. And they'll terminate down here as they pass over the nuts, the slots in the nut. Okay, I'll speed this up so you don't have to watch me do the rest of the strings. Okay, so now we have these 6 lines, and let me show you what we're going to use them for. I'm going to hide those other sketches out there. I'm going to go back to this view right here. And I want to add just a couple of more sketch components to the thing that this belongs to. Remember, this is our sketch number, I'm not sure what number it was. Was it sketch number 4? No, sketch number 3. Let's edit that. Great. Actually, I want to do some 3D edits. Let me reveal that sketch. And I want splines that are going to go in a triangle from here to here. I know I already have one there. From here to here, and from this point down to this point. So in order to do that, you need to make sure that 3D sketch is selected, because if you're going to connect, remember the plane of the sketch is here, the top of the heel, or the back of the heel. But I'm going to go out of the plane. So I'm going to go here, down to here. But I can tell because I've selected that point. One more spline is going to go between here and here. All right. I already have, actually, no, I don't. I need a spline between here and here. I'm going to do the other side as well. All right. Oh yeah, if you know how to change this rotate point, just put a little sign for me in the just make it in the comments, because I really hate rotating around a point that's not where I clicked the mouse. And I should look that up myself, but surely there's a reasonable person out there who can help me. Help me. All right. Now, remember those strings that we made before? We're going to do one more thing. I'm going to finish the sketch. I'm going to come back to this one for now. But I'm going to project these onto a sketch that is going to be sort of curvy across the back of this thing. So I need, in order to do this, I need a sketch. And this is the tricky part about this. Those lines are in sketch 4. I can't edit an earlier sketch and project to it. It's impossible. You can't do it. I'm not sure why, but it has to do with the timeline. But what you can do is make a new sketch and then project those lines from sketch 4 onto it, even though that sketch might be in a different plane, and even if it might not be in a uniform plane. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to create a new sketch. Well, I know I'm getting a lot of sketches here. That's in the plane of the top of the, the bottom of the nut where it meets the body. Okay. See where we are now? And now, while I'm in the sketch, I'm going to project include, and I'm going to use this command that says project to surface. Project to surface lets you take other elements, other sketch elements, and project them onto another surface, even a curved surface, even if it curves out of the plane of the sketch that you're editing. So you have to be in a sketch that was created after the sketch that you're going to grab geometry from to project to. And that's really the main rule. So project to surface, and here's the dialog box. The faces that I'm going to do are this. It's going to be that face and this face. So those two faces, even though they're not in the same plane, that's what I'm going to project these lines onto. I know they're lines, but it calls them curves. So I'm going to grab these curves and project them onto the sketches. Here we go. 5, 6. And now, you don't need projection link, so take that off. Now we're going to do it along the vector. And we got to select our vertical vector here, the z-axis, the blue z-axis. And there we go, along that direction. And you'll see that, you see how we get these little stripes there now? And click OK, and look. Now we've got those curves on this curved surface. So handy. All right. We're done with that sketch. We're going to go back to sketch 4 and edit sketch. Of course, we can't do that. We're going to be editing our sketch 5 then. We're going to edit this sketch that we just made, and we're going to connect these lines. And I may have to draw actually new ones in those corners like I did before, but maybe not. Okay, so we're going to do that. Draw a line here. Check. From here to here, check. From here to here, check. And this, you have to have 3D sketch on to do this. From here to here, that's line 5. And the last one, line 6 from here. Let's make sure we're getting the right dot to here. Check. Nope. Undo that last one. There we go. Nope. That one's not in the right place. Undo. Make that spline go right to that dot there. Check. Okay, that's good. Now, that's all well and good, but those are straight lines, and a guitar just doesn't look like that. It's actually a smooth transition, and the way that we're going to smooth it out is to grab these lines and make them tangent to the string lines. And you see how it just created that smooth surface right there? Do the same thing for this line and this one. For this line to this one to this one, and the last one from here to here. Let's also do it for the line that we made on the other side. Oh, there's one more, the sixth one. To there. Great. Beautiful. We're also going to do it, we're going to grab a spline, connect these 2 points, and make this thing tangent to here. Nice. And there's one more on the other side. Thank you for rotating about, not where I'm clicking my mouse, Fusion. I appreciate it. One more spline right here to there. And this one is tangent to here. I know I already drew these splines here, but I probably wasn't in the same sketch, and so I want to have these things all in the same sketch so that I can make nice surfaces on them. Make sure all these things are connected to each other. Also, I'm going to connect these 2 points with a spline. These 2 points with the spline. And last bit is these guys. Okay. If I did everything right, and I do hope that I did, we can finish this sketch. I'm going to hide that sketch 4 with all those lines in it, sketch 1 with all of the fret stuff in it, just so I can get a little bit better view here. And I'm going to create a loft. I'm going to grab this line and connect it to this one, and connect that one to the third one. Just connect the string lines now. Make sure you're doing the strings. There, 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 and this last bit right there. Now you notice there's like little gaps in here. You can see them if you're zooming in, and that's bad. It won't seal up the surface correctly if you're doing that. So we're going to add rails, and we're going to say that that line that we made is a rail, and this line back here that defines this thing is also a rail, and that's going to seal everything up. And that's a beautiful loft right there. And we're back. We were just admiring this lovely loft that we've made, creating this smooth transition from the neck into the heel, and we've got to close this up and make this a body so that we can join the body we've created down here in the heel, join it with this neck section, and join that transition all into one big thing. So we're going to need to patch these open areas that we have here, and in order to do that, I'm going to edit this sketch a little bit more where I've done these loft anchor points. And I'm going to hide the canvases just to give me a little bit better view. And I'm going to edit the sketch. Now, the loft's going to go away because the sketch was done before the loft. And I just want to add a couple of things. You see how these are all sort of open spaces right here, which means that you can't patch them. And so I want to make this big rectangle under here patchable. So I'm going to connect this line over here with this one, and you'll notice I want to make sure that I'm coming down to that corner. I also want to do that corner to here. All right, and then I want to do this corner to here as well. And I don't know why I can't do this last one. I'm not sure why. Let's make sure that we're in the right space. Yeah, that's good. This one has got to go over here. There it is. Okay. Now you can see that the entire thing is patchable because it's highlighted like that. We want to do the same thing with these sort of triangle sections on the end. I'm going to make sure that this is up over here. All right. And we just got that triangle. Let's switch it around. And get this one down to here. And we've got that triangle. Last thing, let me hide this body number 5. I want to be able to close off this part as well. All right. So now, yeah, that's everything. Let's finish the sketch, and then we'll start patching in the surface area. So we're going to patch this rectangle. I'm going to patch this one on the bottom. We're actually going to add all these together. We're going to patch the side ones. And then we're going to start stitching these patches together. I want to take the beautiful loft that we made and stitch that with the blunted triangle. Stitch that with the part where it joins the rest of the heel. Get our triangles in there as well. And the bottom part too. Great. And the last thing to go is I'm actually going to hide that neck itself. I'm going to patch this last one in there. Okay. See how we got green lines all the way around? That means all of those edges are now going to get stitched together into a new body. And when we click OK, look at that. We've got body number 8. It's solid. It changed from this open surface to a solid body along with our heel and the rest of the neck. All right. In the next video, we're going to add the headstock, and we're going to work on the transition between this part of the neck and the headstock, and then we'll be done designing the neck. We can go on and design the tool paths for cutting the whole thing out. We'll see you in that next video.